It's solar eclipse weekend. Monday, big solar eclipse coming. And in honor of that, I am making my special solar eclipse deep dish pizza. I know you've been waiting for it, just clamoring, in fact. So let's get started with our dough. You've probably seen this stand mixer sitting in the corner and wondering, hey, does this guy ever use this thing? Well, yes, I do actually. So we're gonna do a cup of flour to begin. About a teaspoon of salt. Go. Tablespoon rosemary. Dried rosemary, obviously. I usually cook with fresh, but we're going with the dried here. Some Nate's natural honey. 1 tablespoon. It is good. I like Nate's natural honey. Y'all should have it if you ever get an opportunity. Alright. 2 tablespoons olive oil. We're going to add a little bit more later. There we go. And our active dry yeast that's been sitting. And is, as it's aptly named, active. And we got our dough hook, and we're gonna knead it just a little bit. We are underway here, people. We're gonna add more flour in increments. Let it get mixed up well. Occasionally you stop, scrape the sides, make sure everything's getting mixed in well, scrape the bottom. That's very important too. You can't see it, but it doesn't necessarily get mixed up very well, even though your utensil is typically right over it. We'll add more flour. Start it slow so it doesn't go all over you. And then kick it up a notch. I think that was Emerald Lagasse that would say that. I don't know. Look at her go. Look at her go. Wow. Isn't that just something to watch? Amazing. We're done with our dough. I have added olive oil to a large dish, and we're going to set our dough in it. And you want it slightly sticky. And it is slightly sticky, as you can see here, but I'm going to be able to manipulate it here in just one moment. There we go. And yes, it will stick to my fingers a little bit, but that's fine. And I'm going to put it in there. You know what? I'm going to let it get all of that olive oil. It's got that active dry yeast in it. And I'm going to let it sit at room temperature. A warm, dry plate. Our dough is resting. Now we're making our sauce. I got tomato sauce, tomato paste in there. We're gonna do 2 tablespoons each of oregano and Italian herb seasoning. Now we're gonna add half a teaspoon each of garlic powder, garlic salt, which just smells absolutely amazing. Black pepper, onion powder, basil. So let's do that. We stir it all together, and once that's stirred, we're gonna let it rest at room temperature. We don't want to add it hot or anything like that to our dough. Just room temperature. Everything's room temperature. Everything seems to come around. Our dough is resting at room temperature. Our sauce gonna rest at room temperature. It's all full circle. Now we're gonna brown our hot Italian sausage for a few minutes at medium heat. 2 tablespoons of extra virgin olive oil. Stirred it just a bit. Now we're breaking it up. Doesn't that look delicious? And I want large chunks for this deep dish. Not too large, obviously, but large enough. I want it to be hearty. It is, after all, a glorified casserole. Don't tell people up in the Midwest that, or Chicago, but hey, I love casserole and I love deep dish pizza. It's my favorite. We've set aside our sausage on our ubiquitous Dixie plates. You're gonna get to love these things. I use them a lot. You know, I've got a lot on my mind thinking about the eclipse that's coming and the relation to arcs and circles and spheres. I totally forgot I was going to cook that with sage, fresh sage with the sausage. Totally forgot, but you know what? Better late than never. We'll add our bell, our jalapeno, our onion, and I will put that fresh sage in there. Might not quite be the same. Who knows? Maybe even better. I have no idea. It is the solar eclipse weekend after all. Strange things happen. Our sage. Boom. And we're just cooking that in the sausage grease. We've got our onions and peppers with sage off heat now. Just resting a bit. Sausage over here. We're soon gonna roll our dough and start baking. But you know, I got to thinking, I said earlier that the deep dish pizza is a casserole, which it is. The origin of casserole is from French. Sounds French. Apparently, communities would come together and just share what they made and put it together and make a casserole. Doesn't that sound like a casserole? Good, hearty, everything. Everyone in the community thought of and put heart in to make. And it reminds me of this occasion for our solar eclipse deep dish pizza, which is a casserole. That line on Monday is, if you watch it on the news, it's going to move in an arc. from Canada through the US, I think through Maine, down through Texas, and then into Mexico. And all the people there are going to experience it across that vast distance. And that is really something to think about. And it made me think about arcs, circles, spheres, how everything, well, not everything literally, but most everything seems to follow it. Shallot. I like shallot. The skillet itself, the plate, the curvature of the stand mixer, and it brings us back full circle. A round table, we are cooking. Let's think about that. A round table is a table where all are equal. And if you think about the history of what is being served to you at a round table, it is all full circle. It's the past, the present, the future. You're all connected. And whenever you cook, you're cooking from the knowledge and love that those who came before you gave to you. When you dine at that table, everyone you've ever loved, or ever cared for, who's ever loved or cared for you, they're there. And that's pretty neat to think about. Our dough is ready. Everything is ready. We just need to flour our fingers, flour our board, get our dough out, and roll it to the size of our skillet. Get some flour on our dough. Get some flour on our roller. And we're gonna have fun with this. Our 10-inch skillet, we've got it floured. Where are you at? There you are. We got it floured. I'm preheating the oven to 425. Some more olive oil. Go. Put our dough in there. And we're going to spread up the side. You don't want to go all the way. Let's add our cheese. We've got our cheese and lots of it. Now we add our sausage. Now we add our peppers and parsley and onions. Now we're going to add our pizza sauce. If I can grip the plate. With some shredded mozzarella. And we got something else too. We got fresh pep. Look at that. My goodness gracious. Bit more mozzarella to the top of that. And then I'm going to add some freshly grated Parmesan. Probably a little heavy there, but hey, there we go. We're getting the hang of it. So there you have it, and we're going to bake it at 425.
What do you know about corn?
It's looking very good, but it's not quite done yet. I'm going to wrap with aluminum foil. Make sure these edges do not burn. Added our fresh parsley to the top. We'll recover. Put it back in for a few more minutes. There it is. That looks so good. This is the look of success. Have a very happy solar eclipse. Think about arcs, circles, spheres. This is a piece wow, that's amazing. This is a piece, but it's a part of the whole. Think about that. I'm Tyler. It's Cast Iron in the Kitchen. It's always fun. Y'all take care.